So with only a few months left before the release of the Black Widow movie, I want to talk about maybe some of the characters and maybe do an introduction to some of these characters that we'll see in the movies. So today we're going to cover the Red Guardian. The Red Guardian first appeared in Avengers number 43 in August of 1967, who was created by John Buscema and Roy Thomas. And fun fact, who also created 3D Man, so next time you read a 3D Man comic book, make sure to give your thanks. The Red Guardian is honestly known as the Soviet version of Captain America, and through the years, the mantle has been replaced again and again and again, having totaled 7 different people taking this mantle. When it comes to the titles to the Red Guardian and other heroes under the Winter Guard, they're actually quite fluid, since the names are owned by the country of Russia itself, so despite what would happen to their heroes, they would always have someone to slot in, especially since the Red Guardian himself does not have any powers, but possesses certain skill sets. So today we're going to talk about the second carrier of the mantle, Alexei Shostakov, and will be the version we will see in the Black Widow movie here in April. Alexei was born in Moscow and was the husband of Natasha Romanov, also known as the Black Widow. Both he and his wife became agents of the Soviets, with Natasha ended up becoming a Black Widow and Alexei becoming a test pilot and KGB agent. He was actually one of the Soviets' most acclaimed pilots, and during World War II, on the Eastern Front, he was credited for helping the Soviet Air Force win air supremacy over the skies of Stalingrad and Kursk. Because of his extraordinary skill, Alexei was chosen for the most secret and dangerous tests and new aircraft for the Soviet Union. This included being the first to pilot and test fly the MiG-15. The Soviet state controlled the news media greatly, so it publicized this and certain other missions, which would decorate him as a hero of the Soviet Union. But as the Cold War would flare up in the 1950s, the Soviet realized that they needed their own Captain America, so they would hand over him the title of the Red Guardian. And the KGB would fake his death and train him in secret, keeping him a secret from the world, including from his wife at the time, Natasha. He would become a master of hand-to-hand combat and a highly skilled athlete. In addition, he would carry a throwing disc on his belt, which he could use to defend himself, that would actually come back to using magnetic force. For his costume, it would represent the Soviet Union flag with the hammer and sickle on his disc and the red star on his chest. And eventually, Natasha would defect from the KGB, while the Red Guardian would remain loyal to the Soviet Union, and as time went on, he would become much more cold-hearted and more vindictive. The Red Guardian would first battle the Avengers with his Chinese ally, Colonel Ling, to protect a communist Chinese secret weapon located at a secret military base in the People's Republic of China. Encountering the Black Widow and Captain America, the Black Widow would notice something familiar about him, and that's when the Red Guardian would reveal his identity to Natasha. He would be shot and mortally wounded minutes later by Colonel Ling, while saving the lives of the Black Widow and Captain America, and he would end up being buried under molten lava when the laser blast caused the eruption of a long dormant volcano. And from here, after his death, we would only see him as an LMD, also known as a life model decoy, and it would pop up down the road in a crossover event titled The Widowmaker, and that form of him would eventually rise up in power in Bulgaria before being stopped by the Avengers and Daredevil. So what do you guys think? Personally, the Red Guardians, I think he's kind of a cool character. I'd like to see what they do with him in the movies, and I think that's probably where I'm going to like him the most. He might be a one-time character. We'll just have to see from there. And about his relationship with Black Widow, let's find out. Maybe that'll be a thing. Who knows? But other than that, guys, I'll check y'all later. See ya.